49ers offensive line. This is something the Niners could have addressed and still could address before the deadline. But frankly, they don't have many assets left unless they want to trade players for players straight up. Lots of weapons, but what's the state of this offensive line?
Well, Mike McGlinchey is not a good offensive. And I feel bad for this guy because I've seen some stuff about him. I know he lacks confidence and he beats himself up really bad. And from the human aspect, he seems like a great guy, and I feel bad for him. But as an offensive lineman, he's just not doing it.
As a professional athlete, it's not getting it done.
Yeah, and then Trent Williams is getting older. He seems to be unhealthy quite frequently. And so you have your most important positions on the line are your tackles, and they're either not good or they're trending in the wrong direction. And so that's a major problem. They did hit on Aaron Banks, which is the surprise of the year. So that's exciting. I think Burford has a future. So your guard positions are looking like they may be okay. It's Brendel, yeah. And so I did like Poe. So maybe Poe can develop, maybe like how Banks did. That would be huge. If you can develop and make Poe the center, then you're great. But your most expensive players on the offensive line is your weakest right now. I mean, Trent Williams is one of the best players to ever play, and if he plays at his full potential, you're solid. But he's just getting older and older.
Yeah.
You know? And he becomes injured. Seems like his ankle is an ongoing issue for him. It was an issue for him last year. It's an issue this year. And maybe he still has two years left in him, good years left. Maybe he does, but you still have to be planning ahead for your most important position on the line, which is your blindside tackle. So they really need to figure out those tackle positions for now and the future. For now with McGlinchey, and for the future for Trent Williams.
Yeah, and if a new coach were to come in to this team and like sort of change it in his image, I would think the first thing that coach would do is address this position group right here. And I never really liked the idea of giving all that money to mid 30-year-old Trent Williams and saying, okay, we have a great left tackle who may be on the downside of his career, and we're going to figure it out at the other four positions. Like, it's not enough to have one good offensive lineman. Kyle's philosophy is forget the quarterback, forget right guard, left guard, center, and right tackle. As long as I have weapons and a left tackle, I'm good. Like, no, you're not, dude. That is wrong. That's the wrong philosophy.
Yeah. Outside of quarterback, your offensive line, defensive line, and corner, those are most important positions. And it seems like we focus on the opposite. I mean, the line, they did a good job focusing on the defensive line, but they're leaving out the offensive line, and they're more focused on skill positions on the offensive side. And the quarterback is obviously the biggest problem.
Kyle's just so obsessed with his scheme that he needs to have this dual threat running back. He needs to have these gadget players. He needs it to look the right way. He doesn't need the offensive line to be great. And if it's bad, he can use it as an excuse. He just wants to see his idea, his little, I don't know. He wants to see his offense, his scheme function in a certain way. And it needs to have these weapons, but it doesn't need to have a competent quarterback, apparently, or a competent offensive line.
I think he's really good at a couple little things, and that's what he focuses on. But he's missing on so many parts of being a coach and having a great offense.